Hello and welcome back to the channel for episode 3 of building the BM, which is outside at the moment. We got it outside, it's off as you see. The ramp is empty. So it's outside, and I hope you enjoy this episode because it's going to be an interesting one. Stay tuned. So what we're doing here is I'm removing the bonnet catch and everything so I can put in some nice new bonnet pins so it can be more race car. So here I'm just measuring the size of the pins because they come in a bit too long, so I had to cut them down a little bit so they could fit above the lights, because that's what the issue was. So I drilled a hole out in the bonnet to do that, so as you can see I'm just measuring it up, and then after that I drilled a couple of holes in the bonnet for the rivets to secure the pins nicely, the locking mech in the pins, so it didn't flop around too much. So here now you can see me putting the rivets in and getting it onto the rivet gun and just securing it down nicely so I don't have any issues of it spinning or turning or just falling out in general. It's better being safe than sorry. Well, hopefully that's everything done for under here and you don't need to do anything else, and it stays like that. But sadly, I was wrong. Unfortunately, the BM had other plans. It was not going to work. And that really annoyed me. It wouldn't start at all. It would crank and wouldn't start. And this was all a day before I was due to go to Driftland. So I decided I'd wing it and chuck some brand new spark plugs in it and a coil pack just to see what would happen, because I was lost in what happened and why it ran one day and didn't the next. Thankfully that worked. Brand new spark plugs worked. So the old ones, which weren't actually old, they were brand new, must have been fouled up. The engine isn't happy, it is knocking, but it's working. That is the most important part, it is working. So let's carry on. So now we're having to make brake lines for the hydraulic handbrake. I'm not great at making brake lines, I've never done it before until now, but actually quite simple. I didn't think it was too hard actually, so we're just flaring the ends there so I can fit them all into the T-pieces, as it went from 2 pipes into 1 pipe, which then led to the hydro, and then it came out the other side of the hydro from 1 pipe back into 2, so I had 2 T-pieces, which I'll be showing you underneath the car in a second. As you can see there, I've got 2 lines there which go into 1 T-piece that I'm just tightening up so I can make sure it's all sized up correctly, which is quite important. So here you can see me, I'm just bending the pipes to place just so they can fit in the groove with all the fuel pipes and all the other pipes where they were previously, just to keep it neat and tidy and secure. here we are graced with the doggo. Everyone say hi. Here I am making the forward T-piece, which is where it comes from the engine bay down, where I will T-piece it into the first line which goes into the hydro, and then that obviously, as I explained earlier, will come back out and then go to the back T-piece, which you've already seen me install. This is at the point where we started making the long pipe hose that went from the, as you can see, the rear part, so the caliper side of the T-pieces, up into the cockpit, which is where I connected it to the hydro. I tried to make it as neat as possible and follow the shape of the car. As you can see now, I am plumbing it into the... So I'm now installing the pipe into the hydro itself. As you can see, it actually goes into the front part of the hydro's piston, which I'm not sure how to explain. So now I'm showing you here that I've got nothing there. Before we had Scott from YFAB come in, and there's the doggo again. The lovely doggo. As you can see, she's super scary and not friendly at all, and doesn't love head scratches. After I got all my pipe work done, Scott could crack on with making the harness bar, which is also a strut bar. So you can see he's just fabricating it just so it could fit in one of the sides of the struts, because it was a bit tight. And the dog was a bit of a spark chaser, so we had to really keep an eye on her, because we don't really want her getting hurt or sparks in her eyes. So yeah, rather be safe. So he's just getting it all bent into shape so he can then mount up the bar or pipe so he can weld it in. So take measurements, everything you can imagine needs done. I have to say, that is a good idea from Scott there, using the Jubilee clip so you can score a nice even round line so you can cut the pipe properly and nice. And again, the dog liking sparks and making a lot of noise as well. That's Scott got the bar at length now. It was a bit of a struggle because I was having to keep the dog back, so I couldn't really record much, but here he is just cleaning up the ends so he can get a really clean weld on it. Let's get the welding started. Scott doing some TIG welding today with the harness bar, just to make it a nice neat tidy job and make sure it is strong enough. Getting the hydro welded in, making sure it is really actually strongly welded in, good amount of welds, because it does take quite a lot of pressure when you are pulling on the hydro. So we're getting there slowly. Thank you again to Scott over at YFab, who has produced this really nice harness bar for us, so the seat harnesses will attach to that nicely. And he has also came in and welded in the hydro, and we're slowly just doing the pipes now. It's not pretty just now, but we'll get there. So yeah, so again, another shout out for Scott at YFab, link in the bio below. Give him a look and ask what you need. We're nearly done. Nearly done. We've got 2 brake lines still to match up. It's now getting quite late because I don't have a handheld flaring tool. I only have that bench one there which we had on earlier. Pretty much is. Got the bar made from Scott. That's all. Run the harnesses. That's all made. So difficult doing this on your own. Harnesses, bar, 1 harness which I'll get from Stuart when he arrives, is all in. Seat, everything. Hydro we just need to plumb up because that is where the issue is. I've got 2 hoses. The main camera died there, so we're on the GoPro now. I don't know what the sound quality is going to be like. Not at all. So anyway, I got to, so there's 2 hoses that are running from the hydro to the front, which run to the likes of all the master cylinders and all that to run from the reservoir there. I had 2 pieces there that would not come apart, so I've had to cut above 1 bit and then have to put a new flare it, new female piece on, and then flare the other half and put the male piece on, connect them, and then we'll bleed the system up. Hopefully I'll try and catch it in the GoPro. I'm not a massive fan of using the GoPro because it's so small and it doesn't prop up that easily, so, and also there's no sound on it really. I've just taken it out of its case, so yeah, and this battery's about to die too, so yeah, we're looking good. We're just, as I say, missing that 1 part of the harness, but we'll get that soon. So yeah, nearly there. And in 12 hours I'll be on the track, which will be next week's episode. But we're getting there. Hopefully the car keeps running because we had so many issues at the start of the week with the car and I didn't think we would have made it. So yeah, big shout out to like Stuart and Scott for giving me a lot of help. Massive shout out for Scott today coming out to weld, and a massive shout out to Stuart who's about to arrive soon with parts to come and help me. So I'm going to go change the battery in this. I never managed to get any more footage filmed because it was late. I never got home until 2 in the morning, and Stuart and I just wanted to crack on with the build to get it finished for Driftland, which we successfully did. And I did arrive, as you can see. This is at Driftland, so you're just going to have to wait until next week's video for that. But I hope you enjoyed. This is a bit of a longer video with more in depth. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.